Hey y'all, and welcome to another episode of Highly Talkative, where we get high in conversation and discuss many topics from personal to community to anything that's going on in the world. So sit back, get cozy, and let me talk to you. Let's go. It's been maybe like a week and a half, and there's just been a lot of stuff going on. I took a little break off because of Thanksgiving, so we are back. Speaking of Thanksgiving holidays just don't feel the same anymore, especially because my mom's not around, so it's like we all just kind of go with the flow, especially because of the kids. Like, I've had my house decorated for almost 2 months now. I literally put decorations up in October, and it just doesn't feel Christmassy. Haven't listened to Christmas music, haven't really done anything. It's just not the same without my mom around. For some reason, it was just like she was really the glue that held everything together, the one that wanted everybody to be together, not leave so soon. Like, after we would get done eating, she'd want to play games of like pity pat or just hang out with the family. This year we ate, hung out for like a few, and then was literally gone. Also, I got a little frustrated during Thanksgiving. I had to call my dad and cry about it for a second because I didn't have my mom to cry about it, but very thankful that I had someone to turn to. It also could just be because, I'm pregnant and very emotional, so who really knows, but shout out to my dad for being that extra support when I need it, because it's really hard not having my mom. Now, let's touch bases on football, because football also happened during the Thanksgiving break, and I don't know. I think it's in my head. I think it's time for my youngest to take a little break. I think he is a phenomenal football player. For him to just be 8 years old, he's been playing football since he was about 5. He did 2 years of flag, 2 years of tackle, and it's just to the point where I had to reach out to one of the coaches. I mean, I'm a coach myself, but I had to reach out to another coach and kind of like ask some questions and then kind of evaluate my son's performance on my own. And it just brought me to the conclusion that, maybe he just needs to take a break from football and consider doing like some training and then possibly get back into football wherever that may be. I'm the type of parent who always wants to support my kid. I just don't want to see my kids' morale become smaller because of certain things. And I watch from the sidelines for the last couple games, and he looks like he's in it because my son's such a team player, but he also looks very sad. He gets in the car. He's not as hype as he usually is, and I just told him maybe it's just time to take a break and work on some stuff and come back and see how we come back, especially because of the amount of money that football costs. I'm just like, I'd rather you do that than to spend all this money, especially planning for a baby, just to see you sit on the sidelines. Like, he's supposed to be going to Florida, and I'm just like, maybe that's just not the move this time around, because I would hate to spend all this money to literally just see you sit on the sideline and watch everybody else play over you when you've been at this for years. So I'd rather him get some extra work in and, like I said, come back and see how that training goes for him. I'm not a type of person, I'm not going to say wasting money, but I have priorities. And sometimes those priorities have to take place over what my kids want and what I want for my kids. And right now, it's just that baby girl kind of takes priority over certain things, especially because there's like 3 items on her baby registry that total out to maybe like $2,500, if that. I really want a cradle wise for the upstairs room. I want a snooze bassinet for downstairs, and I want an even flow dual shift rider. Calculate those 3 things, and then you tell me how much all of that costs, on top of trying to make a trip to Florida, for about 7 days, maybe a little bit less, around Christmas time. 2 kids. It's just a lot for me, and I think I have to be very smart about the decisions that I make in life, because I don't want to go out there and then come home and stress and try to figure out like what I'm gonna do next, because that was the move that I decided to make. So it's just a lot that has been going on in between those two things. Now, like I mentioned, holidays just aren't the same. I've really been missing my mom very terribly these last couple of weeks. I've been texting her old phone like nonstop, filling her in with information like I always do, but it's just not the same. And I feel like the closer I get to my due date, especially because it's around such a special time for me, the more I'm really like, damn, my mom's really not here. And I mean, I know she hasn't been here for like the last 2 years, but I don't know, it's like reality is really sitting in, where I'm really just like, damn, my mom, she's really going to miss out on this. And I know that just sounds dumb to say, because spiritually I know she's here. She sends me signs almost every day. It's amazing. I love it. But physically, I miss my mom. I miss being able to call her, hug her, call and cry, text her, go see her. I just physically miss her, and that's such a hard thing to get through. But thankfully, I'm in therapy, and that's something that we're going to discuss and kind of, really help me process grief, because I don't think that I've ever gotten a chance to actually grieve. I kind of just go with the flow with everything, keeping myself busy. Just that way I don't have to think about it. But it's just been stressful. As much as I don't want to admit that it's been stressful, it's been taking a toll on me. Missing my mom I don't think it's ever going to get easier. It just gets a little more bearable to deal with day by day. Yeah, so there's that. Now, when it comes to my friends, now, a lot of y'all don't know, but I don't have many friends, okay? But when it comes to my friends, I cherish them a lot. I have a really good friend, my best friend. We don't talk every day, but we talk, and she keeps me laughing. Like, that's my girl. I'm very appreciative for her, very thankful for her. The universe works in mysterious ways. I'm a firm believer of that. So having her in my life is literally the biggest blessing that I think I could have asked for. She's not my yes man, and I think every friend needs a friend that is not their yes man. Every friend needs that one friend that's going to keep it real with them, hold them accountable, and that's her for me. I mean, I have a cousin who's like that too, but my best friend is really that girl for me. Like, if I'm tripping, she's going to be like, she'll let me vent, and then she'll be like, yeah, girl, no, you're tripping. You definitely should have just, like, chilled out with that, or maybe just handle it a little differently. But the way that we click, and the advice that she gives, and the way that she's my shoulder to lean on when I need somebody to cry to or just vent with, I love that. I don't ever feel judged by her or her family. There's certain things that I can tell her that I know are like very safe. Now, don't get me wrong, she has a husband, so I know her husband probably knows all of my business, because I know the type of person that he is, and I know the type of relationship that they have, so it doesn't really bother me. But having her through this journey and through all these ups and downs that I've been through and different life changes, she doesn't know it, but I'm telling you now, Alex, thank you. Like, you are truly a blessing, and if you're listening to this, just know that I'm forever thankful for you, bitch. I love you real bad, okay? I love you down. Yeah, I don't know how else to explain that. I think I brought this up because I was listening to Sierra Radio on Apple, and she was doing a little interview with her best friend Kelly Rowland and Lala Anthony, and they were basically, saying the same thing, giving each other praise and basically expressing like how their friendships are different but all the same, to where they lean on one another, they are a strong unit together. And that's just how I feel majority of the time when I'm with my best friend. Like, when we get together, we're unstoppable. We laugh, we might cry, but we're always going to have a good time together. And I love her family and her kids as if they were like literally my own, as if they were like if we were really family. So again, I just wanted to give a shout out there. Now, this is completely off topic, but I don't know if any of y'all watch Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. If you don't, get on Hulu right now and binge watch it from season 1 to season 3. Make sure you watch the reunions. They have the 3rd reunion coming up, I think this week on the 4th, and my ass will be sitting in my couch, my ass will be sitting on my couch, glued to that TV, watching that shit. And let me tell you why. For them to be Mormons and live in Utah, it's like the drama that they have, in my opinion, is not real drama, but it's juicy enough for you to sit there and be like, oh yeah, no bitch. Taylor Frankie Paul, love that bitch, okay? She is so tiny, but she stands 10 toes on everything she says. You can't bully her. She's all of maybe like 120 pounds with a wet t-shirt on, but that woman is fierce, okay? I admire who she is and the things that she goes through. Honestly, she kind of reminds me of this girl that I used to work with back in the day at when I used to serve. And this little girl, well, excuse me, because she's not little anymore. She's a grown-ass woman. But when we were young, I mean, even to this day, though, this woman is all of maybe 5'3", 108 pounds with a soaking wet t-shirt on. When I say you can't fuck with this girl, you can't fuck with her. And she's like your typical blonde hair, blue-eyed, like skinny mini. But the day I saw her, like the very first day I saw her when she was like 16, in my head I instantly said, oh yeah, you date, and no offense to anybody, but yeah, you 100% date black boys. Like, there's no way that I could ever see you with a white person or a person of your race or anything remotely close to your race. You just give me those vibes. And I was not wrong, okay? Love her to death. She don't take nobody's shit, and I love that for her. I don't care how people look at her or how much people be like, oh, she's a bitch, or this, that, and the third. Even when we were younger and working together, she's a bitch, but she stood on what she said, and I love that. Like, don't play with her. She reminds me of Taylor Frankie Paul, because I got the receipts, I said what I said, I meant what I said. What are you gonna do about it? Like, that's just the energy that she gives. And every time I watch Mormon Wives and I hear Taylor Frankie Paul talk or go off on somebody, I always think of this young lady. And not in a bad way, in a great way, because that's right. You stand up for yourself. Like, who gives a fuck how you look, how small you are, or anything like that? Let the people know they can't fuck with you, and that's exactly what it is. So, when this reunion comes up for Mormon Wives, believe me, I will be sitting there with my ass on the couch, my hydro jug of water, my fruit snacks, and just silence, because I'm tuned in. I'm trying to watch it. I'm really trying to zone in and really figure it out, especially because like they have this type of quote unquote scandal going on between one of the cast members and somebody from Vanderpump Rules. But in my head, it's not really a scandal. Like, you kissed him, you didn't have sex with him, y'all didn't fuck. Like, I understand what the real issue is, because she's married, but at the end of the day, I don't like the way that they portrayed it to be is just so much bigger than it really had to be. But again, waiting for season 3 reunion to premiere so I can really like sit down and watch it. That is my show. So, like I said, if y'all have never sat down and watched Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, please do. And shoot me an email at highlytalkative@gmail.com and let's discuss it. Because, like I said, that is my show. And it's crazy how I literally seen the previews for it, like last year before last. I don't even think it's been out for that long for them to have 3 seasons. But the first, like, preview I seen of that show, I was like, that's interesting because they're Mormon, and I thought Mormons didn't do that. But that's why that show is so interesting. Okay, well, we're gonna excuse like the whole sniffling and everything like that. This weather is just like switching up. So lately, every morning when I wake up, my head is just full with so much pressure. My nose is like stopped up, but it's not stopped up. I can still like sniffle, but it feels like there's nothing in there. Like when I blow my nose, there's nothing there. Welcome to Texas, right? All right, so not many people know this, but actually, since not a lot of people know this, I'm going to try to word this as best as possible. But life is evolving, and there are many changes that are coming with my company, some that I'm very excited about, but also nervous. So I have to do like a lot of research to ensure that when the time comes, I'm ready and not just doing everything on a whim. So that's something that I need to like start. I'll say like next year, I'll make that a goal. Like in January, I'll start doing a whole bunch of research and looking into what I need to look into to make sure that that transition is very seamless. I don't want to feel rushed when it comes to this transition. I don't want to regret anything. I don't want to feel overwhelmed, especially with me having a newborn and both of my boys. I just want to make sure I do this in the most strategic way, in the most responsible way possible. So that's something that I also need to factor in. Now, I've been going to the gym, right, y'all? But I've been having this habit, like even this morning, I woke up at like 4 something this morning, and instead of me getting out of bed and going to the gym, I rolled over a few times, scrolled my phone, looked at my work schedule, and was just like, I can go during my lunch break, and literally went back to sleep and then popped up and was just like, I'll record a podcast to make sure I'm doing something because I needed to get it done. I've been having this like weird pattern of going to the gym and getting good workouts in for a week, and then that next week I won't go to the gym at all. I'll try to stay like quote unquote active, but I won't stretch or anything. So I'm really trying to stay on track with staying in the gym 4 days a week, every week. Even if when I go to the gym, I'm not lifting weights, I'm stretching or doing some deep core exercises or anything like that. But I want to make sure that I absolutely stay as active as possible because, like I've been mentioning, I want this baby to like shoot right out of me. Never given birth vaginally, so I don't know what that experience is like. If anybody's listening and want to give me some pointers, again, I'll keep blurting my email out because I haven't had much traffic through the email. So if you're listening to this and you have tips, or you're a doula or a midwife or a mom of many or a mom of few and have had vaginal births, please send an email at highlytalkative@gmail.com just so I can read through them and hopefully, feel a little bit better about things. Now, I don't want to sound rude. If your experience was traumatic, please share with me, but please don't try to like deter me from going down the path that I want to go down when it comes to giving birth. Like, I want to open my ears. I want to listen. I want to be that place or that platform where people can, open up and talk. But I also don't want it to influence the way that I'm thinking that my birth is going to go. And maybe that's a me thing. Maybe I need to do better with receiving information and figuring out like how I want to let it trickle into my life or not. But yes, so if you have like any pointers, even when it comes to like exercises or foods or anything that that is important when it comes to giving birth, please feel free to email me again at highlytalkative@gmail.com. Lastly, I'm meeting with my doula here soon, hopefully, because every time we're supposed to meet, a birth happens, and birth takes priority over appointments. I understand that. But I'm really hoping that when we finally get that face to face meetup, a lot of stress gets taken off of my shoulders. We can discuss like breathing techniques and the best way to cope with certain pains when I'm going through labor, especially because I don't know if I'll be doing this on my own. In my head, I want to invite her dad, but I want this journey to be as peaceful as possible for me. I don't want to stress. I don't want any type of inclination of like me going into a stressful labor and then ending up in a C-section. I don't want a third C-section at all. Everything so far is working out for me. I just need baby girl to turn. But my goal is really to just have like the most calming, soothing, relaxed. I know it's going to be a lot of pressure and intense moments, but I want this journey and this process to be something amazing. And I'm not saying that it wouldn't be amazing if I had to go through all, the troubles and triumphs, but in my head, the way I'm really seeing it is the way that I want it to flow out. The way I envision it is with like my Alexa playing spa-like music. Yes, I'll be in pain, in the shower, have my medicine ball, like working through breathing techniques, stretching, using one of those maternal combs. Also picturing like if I'm doing this by myself, how is that really going to look? Is that feasible? Can that really be done? Do I really want a support system there? And that's where my bottleneck is right now. That's something that I really have to figure out. But my time is running. It's about to be time for me to go wake my kids up. So I'm going to cut this segment here, and hopefully I'll hear some feedback from you guys. Like I say, email me at highlytalkative@gmail.com. You can follow me on Instagram at highly.talkative. You can also follow me on Facebook at highlytalkative. If you don't want to send me an email, you can definitely DM me on either one of those platforms, and I will be glad to respond back, read what you have to say, and maybe bring it into the next episode as a topic to discuss. You guys have a great one. Hope your week is great. Don't let nobody fuck with you. Be great. You're amazing. I'm out.